What's going on, y'all? It's your boys, Georgia Bros 5, and we coming to you live with another recording, back again for the very first time. It's your boy, Channel D, aka Mr. Spoiler Alert. I didn't watch all of Avatar: The Last Airbender series, so. And I'm joined with my brothers as God is witnesses. Please introduce yourself.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Joachen.
Hey, what's good, y'all? It's Darius.
I like a little pause there. Okay, a little dramatic effect.
Let them anticipate it, man.
And we got a very special Friday podcast for you guys. We are recapping book 1 of Avatar: The Last Airbender in a commemoration for it appearing or being aired on Netflix. We know a lot of y'all have been binge watching it, been checking it out, either watching it over again or getting introduced to the series, and I know y'all are excited, so we want to do something for y'all because Darius and Joachen, this is their bread and butter. So they're gonna kick the video off, talk about the highs and lows of season 1. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna pass the mic to Darius, man. Let him talk his talk.
Oh, thank you. Let me take the mic.
Take the mic.
He's been to it.
All right.
We're all in the same room, just so y'all know. Spoiler alert.
No, you're not.
We ain't. Yeah,
That's the
it's
real
completely
spoiler.
different states. But that man in Washington. All right.
I'm home, actually.
But
See, he in Georgia.
he is in
another
Georgia.
podcast.
That still ain't this state.
Podcast, though.
But all right.
That's a different podcast,
Avatar: The Last Airbender. You feel me? Aang.
You can't.
4 nations. Fire, water,
Four.
air, earth.
Uh-huh.
Gotta say the best for last. You gotta feel that earth.
You gotta feel it.
So essentially, what we're gonna do, instead of just going through piece by piece through the entire book 1, we're gonna try to just break it up by characters. So we're just gonna name off the heavy hitters in the series and name off whatever they did throughout book 1. We may spill into book 2 by accident, but we're gonna try our best to keep it strictly book 1 information, and then we'll make another video later on, showing the differences for book 2 and book 3. All right. So to start this off, we got to start it off with who started off the series. Aang. No, it wasn't Aang. It was Katara.
It wasn't.
Katara started this thing off.
Don't say that. It was Katara.
Hey, So, god dang Katara. What is it? Southern Water Tribe.
Yes.
The only waterbender there.
Only
So she out there, no teacher, out there trying to learn it herself. Ain't nobody but her and her brother.
That's it.
And she went through, she discovered that avatar, took it upon herself to travel with him to make sure he learned everything he needed to learn so that he could save the world. Goat. Katara.
Go. Hey, goated.
Self-made.
Hey.
She wanted to learn waterbending so bad she even went as far to rob pirates of their scroll.
What scroll?
We was like, oh, that junk nice. How much that cost? Bet. All right, she's like, all right, we got to get out of here. Had that junk tucked away. Had to run off, skate off. Had the avatar, the savior, the monk stealing.
Hey.
Just so she could learn the waterbending. Out here. Ended up getting burnt by Aang while he was trying to learn firebending. Healed herself. No teacher. Self-made.
No teacher. Ain't nobody teach her that.
She ends up getting to the northern water tribe where, she found out, hey, there's actually a waterbending master here. And she finally gets her own teacher. She was like, oh, boy, I'm about to be in here. I'm going to be the best. He going to love me. I'm going to be killing it. Walked in the door. He's like, Avatar, I guess I'll teach you waterbending because you the Avatar. He was like, who is this? She's like, oh, she's here to train too. He was like, yeah, no, we don't take women. Get out. And then she was like, but I'm better at waterbending than him. Like I'm nice with it. Like I came all the way here from the Southern Water Tribe to learn waterbending. He's like, I ain't hearing none of that. We don't do that here. You can go with the other women, practice healing or whatever. Sent her to go learn with the old lady and the little girls on how to heal people after battle because they don't take women as warriors in the Northern Water Tribe. But Katara wasn't having that jump because, like I said, go self-made. She came out was like, "Hey, you gonna teach me waterbending?" And he was like, "I don't know who you think you are coming up in our meeting like this. Like I'm that dude. I'm the top. I'm the waterbending master. Like you don't talk to me. I teach who I feel like teaching. Get out my face." He was walking off and she was chasing him. She was like, "No, you gonna teach me waterbending or you gonna catch these hands?" And he was like, "These hands? I'm the waterbending master. Didn't you just say that? Ain't this apparent to everybody?" So he was walking off on her. She hit that man in the back of the head with some water. He was like, "All right, you ain't about to disrespect me in front of my tribe." Off top. Bro came out with just the most disgusting waterbending you ever seen in the show because he's the master. But that junk, heck, even through the whole series, I still think I'd still say he's the top waterbender that I've seen in the whole series of the Avatar: The Last Airbender. I would say so. Would you say so, Josh?
Yeah, for sure.
That man,
yeah, I would say so too. Yeah.
oh yeah, of course. So Josh, that man was in that junk. Bro came out with the water tentacles, the little water octopus. He was throwing junk, freezing, and then
that we hadn't seen up until
like
that point.
like
Like they was just
yeah, like I didn't even know you could do all that stuff with waterbending. Junk was beautiful. But this ain't about him. It's about Qatar. She was in there. I will say, she held her own, man. She was out there. She was throwing in. Waterbenders can also do ice. He was freezing her legs so she couldn't get knocked down. She had the crowd on her side. You got to work the crowd if you're gonna be a star. They was cheering. Yeah, get him. You can't knock me down. He knocked her down a few times, but I liked her spirit. She was in there, self-made, no teacher. She's out there throwing ice plates at him. I was like, I don't even know what that is, but that junk looked good. She was cutting them, throwing them. That man was breaking all the junk. He was like, okay, she actually kind of nice, but you still a woman. That man threw up like 80 ice picks, dropped them junks down like they was about to impale her, but he did it with such precision. It just locked her whole body up to where she couldn't move, and she ain't have no choice but to admit defeat.
Dang. Seeing that point, you thought she was dead.
Yo, facts. Like the way he dropped it, dunzo.
It was hot. Was it hot when he dropped it?
It was a done deal. No, it was mad cold.
It was cold. It was ice picks.
Awesome.
But ultimately, later on, he ended up finding out that her grandma was his ex-fiance who actually left the Northern Water Tribe to go live in the South. And all those feelings of his past lover, and actually seeing Qatar actually did have pretty good skills. What is his name? Master Paku. Master Paku actually ends up bringing her in and letting her train alongside his other students in the Avatar, and she ends up learning a lot of waterbending stuff. And at the end of it, he actually deems her as a waterbending master and entrusts the finishing of Aang's training to her.
Yeah, let's go.
I think that's about it on Qatar, man.
Yeah, man, you hit the sand with the hammers and the nails, man.
Mm-hmm. Hey, man,
Whatever
I
that
try.
hand is, you did it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, I'm gonna get into Qatar's brother.
Okay.
That man's name is Sokka. Also, obviously, from the Southern Water Tribe.
Talk about it.
Outside.
South side. But at the beginning of the show, he's a little skeptical about everything that has to do with bending, and he's a little sexist at times and a little immature. But he is the main source of comedic relief throughout the season, and I would say throughout the entirety of the show.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Accurate.
Yes. That man's weapon of choice is a boomerang. Before we go any further, Sokka was left with the whole Southern Water Tribe as the primary warrior. So he had to grow up pretty quick when it came to being the guy to go to as like a protector of the village. That was Sokka. Because all the warriors left to go fight the war, so he was left to train a whole bunch of young kids who just ain't warrior companions, but he did the best he could with them. So boom, that man Zuko come into the village and he's like, "Hey, can't come up in here." Zuko ain't hearing that. He on his neck. The only warrior they got done, son. So that's kind of where he is right now. So we'll move on to him still thinking that he's a really good warrior. That man meets his first love interest in where is that village? Kyoshi?
Kyoshi.
Village? So he meets his first love interest in Kyoshi village named Suki. And she's in a group of Earth Kingdom fighters, the Kyoshi warriors. Yes. And he goes up in their little dojo and he's like, "Girls, this is that sexism coming out. You girls can't fight. I'm the best." So he goes in there and gets ran, putting him in his place for the second time so far in the show.
Laid out.
This man gets knocked back down to size pretty well. His sexism and his immaturity on his outlook of other people and stuff gets an improvement immediately. So also with Sokka, that man, speaking of his love interest being Suki, one of the warriors in Kyoshi, that man be pulling women.
Facts.
All
Easily.
over the map.
That's him.
No effort.
With no effort.
Effort.
With no effort.
You do that with no effort. So fast forward to I don't know if I'm missing anything, Derek. So if you want to throw in something, I'm about to jump to the Northern Water Tribe.
Nah, I'm gonna say you pretty much had it, man. Definitely, I would say Sokka started, showing probably the most immediate growth, because he got put on his butt and he actually came back to him. He was like, "Hey, my bad. I thought y'all were girls. Y'all fight with fans, so I thought y'all were weak, but you ain't. I'm weak, but I would appreciate it if y'all could teach me, how you guys fight to make me a better warrior." Like, humbled himself real quick. Same episode. Like, yes, that was real respectable. You could definitely see the growth happening in Sokka off of that. It was good.
For sure. And just over the season, he became like a much better warrior through his interactions with people and him growing and maturing, just in all aspects of the word. So we get to the Northern Water Tribe where they're like, oh, they're preparing for the invasion from the Fire Nation, and they actually look to Sokka. They're like, hey, this guy knows what he's doing. Let's get him on the team immediately. We're gonna have him watch my daughter.
Oh, true.
Second love interest. And so they kick it off. They steal and glance at each other. They kick it off immediately. They fall in love. And she's like, "Oh no, I can't. I'm already engaged to somebody, and I hate it." And so, sadly, that love interest did turn into a spirit. So that becomes like a thing, like a little joke thing throughout the show. But yeah, I think that pretty much wraps up Sokka, unless I missed something.
Nah, that's pretty much it, man. It was good. And I did like how they ended, the book with them pretty much putting him in charge of like some type of military operation, because they respected that he has had run-ins with the Fire Nation, and he actually got to show some of his warrior leadership stuff. It was good. But
also self-made. You feel me?
Self-made.
That's what they do in the Southern Water Tribe.
They really do. They really do. They worked it out. But the show ain't called The Last Southern Tribesman. That junk.
Tell them what it's called.
Hey man, it's called Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Airbender. Okay.
What his name is?
Come on, bro. It's Ong.
Name,
No, I'm
bro.
joking. It's it's Aang.
Don't even joke like that.
Oh, hey, shout outs to the live action. But
don't shout that out.
No shout outs.
Oh, okay. I mean, never mind. So Aang, man, I'm not gonna dwell too long on this, because if you watching the show, you know who Aang is. He's the last Airbender. He comes from the Southern Air Temple. He's a monk. That's how he was raised. That's how he went all through his life, just training, praying, and having fun. And pretty much he wakes up you know, and the ice ball after 100 years. Later on in this season, you'll find out how he actually got in that ice ball. You know, there was a big storm. Aang was riding out, started getting swept up, and then he actually went into his avatar state out of, you know, like I don't know, like a precaution, like a safety measure, and his avatar state, you know, started bending air and water and all that stuff, and put him in an ice ball, and was like, nope, we're gonna do this to protect ourselves through the storm. But he actually ended up staying in there for 100 years. That's why everybody thinks he disappeared, and that's also why he's the last Airbender, because the Fire Nation actually ended up killing the rest of his family. You know, Aang being asleep for 100 years, he didn't know this. After he, you know, got released from the ice ball by Katara and Sokka, he ends up traveling with them to the Southern Air Temple. He's all hype. He's, you know, he wants to see his family and stuff. But the Fire Nation had already been there, you know, and during that episode, he finds out that, you know, everybody he's ever known has been killed, and he's the only one left of his kind. Like, there's no one else that bends air but Aang. So, you know, this came as a big shock to him. This actually sent him back into his avatar state, which is pretty much like an unconscious, super powerful form. And, you know, his friends had to calm him down, had to let him know, hey, well, you know, you're here for a reason. You know, we need you to help make sure this never happens to anyone else. So that's basically the motivation Aang's running off of, you know, what his purpose is, you know, in life or in this show, is to, you know, learn all the elements and stop, you know, the Fire Nation from taking over the rest of the world. So big hitter was, you know, his trainer, you know, his ace boon coon, you know, monk Gyatso. You know, he's the one who taught Aang how to airbend, you know, so professionally, and how to have fun through life. That's why the second he breaks out, he's talking about sliding on, you know, penguin sledding, or riding koi fish, and all this fun-loving stuff he likes to do. Because, you know, at the end of the day, he's still just a kid, even though he's tasked with saving the world. Yep. Cool thing is, you know, he ends up going to one of the Earth Kingdoms. You know, he gets mixed up, ends up meeting the king there, who puts him through a whole bunch of trials. At the end of that, turns out the king was one of his best friends when he, you know, before he got frozen, King Bumi, who is now the king of the, you know, the Earth Nation. What are they called?
It's
What are the Earth people called? Nah, he wasn't at Bon Sing Se. It was a different one. I was just wondering what Earth Nomads? Earth. Is that what it is? Earth Kingdom. Yes, Earth Kingdom. But, you know, he was the king of that, so they had a great reunion. You know, Boomy told him that he's in his corner. You know, he taught him a couple lessons and pretty much sent him on his way, saying, hey, go master all the elements and, you know, save the world. You know, this is basically that. You know, Aang's moved on. You know, he tried to skip. Like, basically, he's supposed to learn the elements in order, which would be, you know, he knows air. He's supposed to learn water, you know, then earth, and then fire. You know, because, you know, learning air, water, and earth, you know, teaches him more balance of the elements. Because fire is different from all three of those. Because if you shoot a air and it doesn't hit anything, or even if it hits something, it just fades away back into the air. Water, you throw water at somebody, it's just gonna sit on the ground afterwards. You throw fire at someone, if it catches fire, it'll grow by itself. You know, it could take out a whole town, or it can take out a whole forest, anything like that. So you got to have a lot more control when you're firebending. Aang wasn't hearing none of that. He tried to skip steps and learn firebending off rip, and he ends up, you know, hurting Katara, and that's, like we said, that's when she learned about her healing abilities. So that kind of brung him back, you know, kind of humbled him a little bit, but also scarred him, because that made him never want to firebend again. But, you know, we'll get into that later on after he starts learning more elements. And then, heck, by the end of it, you know, he's there at the Northern Water Tribe. You know, the Fire Nation tribe's attacking them. He's a big personality there, you know, trying to fight, take out all the ships and save them. But, you know, you'll get to watch that.
Hey, so let's jump into the man, Zuko, man.
Zuko.
The banished prince.
Like Zuko, that man. Mm,
Man, if Zuko ain't one of your favorite
yeah,
people after this, don't talk to me.
yeah.
So this dude, man, is a hothead right now. Literally, you get it because he can. All right.
Stop.
Ah,
Stop.
okay, okay.
Hey,
I
don't
see.
do that.
Oh,
Don't
nope,
don't give him that.
No. Okay.
Mm-mm.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna go back to listening. I'm back to
All
listening.
right. So, boom. The man,
Trash.
his goal is to regain his honor, right? Because that man got banished by his father, and the mission that he wants to do is prove himself to his father by capturing the Avatar. The Avatar is the only person capable of stopping the Fire Nation from taking over the world,
Mm-hmm.
as Darius mentioned before. So, apart from this, Zuko is an extremely talented firebender, despite like what people might say like in the show, like from character to character about
Mm-hmm.
Zuko. But that man is nice,
No, easily,
and
super
yeah,
nice.
like just off rip, season one out the gate, man is nice, and well, shoot, he has a freaking amazing teacher, freaking
Mm.
Iroh.
I
Yeah, you gotta pay
roll.
respects to that man. That John,
I
he ain't
roll.
self-made. He definitely ain't self-made, but
Mm-mm.
he, he out there though.
Yeah, he
That
good. He
man,
good.
yeah, that man freaking captures the Avatar. Second show, the second episode of the first season, captured that man. Took him in there. He lost him, but
Yeah.
still, just
You
to
know.
show that man's dedicated. That man quick on his feet. That man think quick. So that man Zuko is also no, not yet. Too soon.
Oh.
So yeah, too soon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So Zuko has been tasked to deliver the Avatar to his father, the Fire Lord. Somebody doesn't want him to do this. That man's name is Zhao. That man is greedy and just wants all the honor and the glory for that on his own. So he's like, Zuko, stop it. You're trash. Go home. Zuko's like, nah, I'm not going to do that. You're going to have to run me my fade
Hey.
if that's going to have to happen.
Hey, talk.
And Zhao was like, you want to what? Hey. You know what happened on your last one, right? They call when two firebenders face off, they call it Agni Kais.
Mm-hmm.
And so in this first one, didn't go so well. You'll see that in the show. I don't really want to spoil it for you if you haven't seen it yet. But so he's trying to remind him of the first time he got into Agni Kai, and he's like, you don't want that to happen again. And he's like, well, Zuko's like, yeah, let's see if that happens then. So they fight.
That fade.
And, yep, they ran that fade. That jump was good. I hope everybody enjoyed that fight. It was pretty good for season one.
No, it definitely was.
Yeah. So he's in there fighting, and Iroh's in Zuko's corner. Just coaching him on just stuff that he's kind of messing up in the fight. And once Zuko heard that man Iroh break his root,
He was like,
was it right
say
there.
less, bro. Hit him with
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Ooh, that clean
break his
break dancing. He
Yeah.
swept that man. I was like, ooh, Zuko. And
Talk about
that junk was so pivotal because they start off the show with clearly Zuko's the bad guy. He's 100% the bad guy. He's trying to capture the Avatar, who is the ultimate good guy. And it's like, all right, got it. That's bad guy. This is good guy. But then you watch this.
Clear definition. Mm-hmm.
It's the bad guy, is meeting a even worse guy, right? And he's beating him down, and then just chumping him off for no reason, just disrespectful. I'm like, bro, y'all from the same nation. He was like, I don't care, bro. You banished. Don't talk to me. And and for them to fight and then him to come out on top, you just feel it in yourself. You're like, dang, yeah, man, get him. It's like, shoot, why am I cheering for him? Like, but that jump, it sneak up on you. It's like, dang, I ain't supposed to cheer for him. That's dude trying to capture the Avatar. But it makes you feel good, like because they definitely showed his hot-headedness, how he doesn't listen to Uncle Iroh, but then during that fight he was remembering all the things he taught him. He's like, all right, he's in my corner, man. I gotta listen to him. I gotta do this. I gotta do what he tells me, and he did it. Beat that man. Jump was good. Jump felt good.
General
Let's go.
of the Fire Navy. you know, that's a feat. That's a feat in itself.
That's a feat.
And so a little bit after that, lo and behold, here come that man Zhao again. Hey, Zuko, look. No, no, actually, I don't think they actually got confronted. I think somebody slipped information to Zhao about the Avatar's whereabouts that Zuko had. And so Zhao was like, "Hey, Avatar's here." He goes to some village. Where do you remember where he went when he got those archers, like the best archers in the
Oh,
world?
yeah. What do I
Yeah,
know? Well, no, I don't remember. I remember because Aang had left because the other two got sick, and then he was
yeah,
looking for medicine for them.
yeah. I think it was just some no-name Fire Nation bunker that they were in. I don't think it
Yeah,
was something
yeah, no.
specific.
But basically,
Um,
yeah, they just did that to highlight that they're the best archers in the world
mhm.
and so on and
So
so
the
forth.
best archers in the world under Zhao's command go capture Aang, bring him back to this bunker, and Zhao's like, all right, Aang, Zuko's trash and he lets you escape, but I'm not. So
Mm-hmm.
then another character that isn't revealed at the moment comes in with dual blades and a mask on called Blue Spirit, comes in there, does fancy
Mm.
footwork, fancy dual
Mm.
blade ship,
Oh
and
yeah.
comes rescues Aang, and he rescues Aang. They make it out. Um, One of the best archers in the world hit the Blue Spirit with an arrow, and Aang is like, I'm gonna leave that nigga. And he's like, he helped me escape. I'm gonna go get him. So he goes and gets him, and obviously, uh, oh no, he saw that it was Zuko
Yeah.
when they shot him in
Yep.
the
They broke his
mask.
mask off.
And he was like, oh shoot, that's Zuko. I'm about to leave that nigga.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, even though it is Zuko, I'ma save him.
Yeah.
Uh, So pause right here. Let's go back to when the Blue Spirit was doing his fancy footwork. So not to mention that this man Zuko is an excellent firebender. That man is nasty
Yo,
with dual blade
nasty with him.
without
Like,
firebending.
yeah,
No fire.
because he didn't want them to know.
Firebending.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he didn't. They didn't want them to know that he was actually like a firebender, because I think that Zhao knew that he was good with dual blades. So if he would have used that plus firebending,
Yeah.
it would have been easy to tell. Like, ain't nobody else get that training,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And at that time that he lost to him, so he definitely would have known it was him.
Yeah.
So, they make it out. I think that's pretty decent. Everybody kind of met up again at the northern water tribe. Zuko went up there, did his thing, tried to catch the Avatar. He actually did catch him, because
Yeah.
Aang was doing his thing, saving the world, or saving the tribe, the northern water tribe. He was like
Mm-hmm.
saving them, so he couldn't do anything at the moment. It was kind of like a free catch for Zuko. Um,
Oh shoot, another thing was Zuko. Like right before that, I think another part that definitely influences Zuko's change and Zuko's growth is Zhao tried to kill that man. Like
oh, I
like
forgot about that. Yeah, that was right. That was right
yeah.
before he went
Uh-huh.
to the
He
water
he
tribe. Yeah,
hired he hired them pirates and he
hired them.
was like, "Hey, I'm sick of this dude. Like go kill him. Like I ain't got time. I don't need it to be traced back to me because I can't be Fire Nation killing the Fire
Yeah,
Nation's Lord's son. But
look for that
like take that man out. Yep, they blew up his whole ship with him in it.
Yeah, man.
They
They
did
did
that, and
that.
then he tried to go recruit Iroh to join. He was like,
Mm,
"Well, Zuko's gone, so you want to join me?" Because Iroh's a decorated freaking general in the army. Well, he was. He's retired. He tried to pick him up and all this stuff. I'm like, yo, that's cold blooded. Like, you gonna
it was
kill him and then recruit his uncle and be like, I don't know what happened. That jump was crazy. Those pirates must not like y'all.
facts. Another small piece of information about that. So Zhao thought that he did kill Zuko, but
Mm-hmm.
Zuko was under just some no-name Fire Nation soldier. He was under the guise of that on Zhao's ship.
Yep.
So that was pretty cool. So he used that because he knew that Zhao was going to the Northern Water tribe, where Aang was, so he hijacked on the ship under the guise of the Fire Nation soldier, and then ducked out when he had like a pretty good moment to do so, and ended up capturing Aang, and there was some heart to hearts there, and stuff happened. So you'll see that when you watch.
And heck, that's pretty much it. I'ma end this with just gotta shout outs to the GOAT. This is my favorite character in the show, period. It's Uncle Iroh.
He gonna be your uncle.
Like, man, like for real, you gonna love him. Everybody gonna love him. Just all the wisdom, all the fortune cookie knowledge, all the proverbs, just and he's just whenever you do see him do it, he's one of the dopest firebenders out there. But for the most part, he just be chilling. He be chilling. Facts, bruh. Just trying to play music, sing songs, play shogi. Yep, drink tea. Like, calm Zuko down. Tell everybody, hey man, relax. If we catch him, we catch him. If we don't, hey, it's cool. We're here. We're alive. Let's be chill about it. I love Uncle Iroh. Like, his whole vibe is just, it's just beautiful, bro. That's my dude. But I guess notable things about him, decorated, war hero, also known as the Dragon. You'll see it later. He can literally,
West or something.
Yeah, one of them, Dragon is somewhere. That man he can literally spit fire. Like that man just greatness.
Oh, he rap?
Nah, he spits fire. He's from the fire. He shoots fire out of his mouth.
Don't do that, Darrell.
Oh, okay. All right, got it.
But
listen. Okay.
Another notable thing, something traumatic that happened to him. He lost his son. That was his only son. So then later on, when he got tasked to watch over his nephew, which is Zuko, he takes that to heart, because Zuko's around about how old his son would have been. So he loves him like he's his son, and so he enjoys training him. He wants to see Zuko go on the right path. Like, he clearly loves him way more than Zuko's father does. And as the story goes on, Zuko starts to notice that himself too, that Iroh really cares about him. It's good, man. Like, you gonna tear up a little bit when you see some of Iroh's stuff.
You gonna tear up. And if you don't talk to me.
Facts.
Boy.
If you watch this whole junk and you don't got respect on Uncle Iroh's name, just don't talk to me. Wherever we at, social medias, go ahead, delete me off of that.
Yep.
Block, all of that. I don't want to talk to you.
Nope. And that's regardless.
Regardless. Shoot, man, that's about it, man.
That's season 1.
Yeah,
Book
man.
1 character review. Okay. I like that. Okay. Well, as you guys know, as you guys can tell, we're doing these reviews for y'all for Avatar: The Last Airbender. This is just book 1, so we're gonna get y'all the following books as soon as we can, man. Probably in the next couple weeks, so we can pace you guys to watching it. I know people usually binge watch it and kind of go through it pretty quickly, but we're gonna take our time with it, and hope you guys enjoy the continued content. And follow us on Twitter and Instagram at GeorgiaBros5. We appreciate you guys always appreciate y'all liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, man, sharing it with your people and getting the word out there. We always appreciate it, man. We're ever grateful.
Man,
so with that being said, what's up?
I said talk that talk.
Hey, man, we're going to talk that talk, man. Shout out to the subscribers, man.
Shout out subscribers.
Hey, shout out to the likers in the comments, man.
Shout out likes and comments.
Hey, and shout out for sure to them shares, man.
Definite shout out to the shares.
Yeah.
You know what to say. I don't even gotta say nothing because you already know what to say.
I ain't gonna linger on it, man. Look, man, we'll see y'all next video, man. Peace.
Deuce.
You are my friend. I don't hear you. 今でもまだ ないんでしょう You are my beam ああ始まったばっか君らは